Aussie USD, we start with daily chart. Okay, as we can see based on daily chart, we have been within this sharp move down, and now we are within this correction. We want to see how we can trade it if we move for lower time frame. First of all, based on forward chart again, as we can see the price sharply drop. Now we are within this correction. We want to see how high this one can go and whether we can put this one in relative to this as a corrective, as a correction for one more drop. But before that, how high this one can go, because every time break the previous low high and drop. Okay, now the thing is how we can trade it, whether we should look for buy or sell. As I mentioned, based on forward chart, as we can see, when the price broke the previous high, drop, drop. Okay, no, the only question is how long we will be within this move and how high this one can go before we get the down move. First of all, from what we have here, as we can see, the price is dropping. First, we talk about the if we want to look for buy. If we see any reversal with the flag, we can buy with the breakout of the stop, similar to what we have here. Sharp move, flag, continuation. Okay, this is the only way we can look for buy. And if you want to sell, and if the best thing is if this one continue and break the trend line, give a flag or a small correction, we can look for sell with the breakout of this. Okay, now how about if the price start to give a flag here, then we need to see whether we put the price below this correction a bit lower or not. Okay, as I mentioned, the best things is if this one continue, give a correction outside, then from there we look for sell. All right, and this correction we want to see whether will be above this low or not. This means if I put my lines here, will be, we want to see if I remove everything. Okay, this is what we are talking. We want to see if the price continue, because we mentioned if we want to look for sell, we want the price continue, give a small correction of flag, then from there we look for sell. We want to see whether this one is above the price, which is 0.774, or below 0.774, which is will be above this one or below this one. We need to consider for that. All right, by the way, if we get any correction here, maybe we can look for sell and with the breakout of this. But if this one become a, that means if the price reverse, this one become a deeper correction, we can expect to get a better sell setup. Because if you want to put this one in relative to this, we expect this one become more, the correction become more deeper, like more complex. But right now, the only thing is we're looking for this correction in relative to this with this. Okay, and how about the indicators? We have nothing to talk about. All right, anyway, we just follow the chart. We want to see how this one can behave, whether this one can continue and give us a correction before we take the sell. And this one, if they drop continuously without giving us any trade setup, we are not going to jump into the trade. And can we consider having this one as an entry if the price continuously, if the price drop without giving us a trade setup? I don't suggest it, because easily price can take and reverse. That's why I mentioned we need to get the correction here, and we need to see whether it's above or below. Then from there, we will see how this correction can behave before we make a decision. Why? Because may this one drop, and this one will be the first move. This one tend to expanding with, or is like bigger flat for next move up. That's why sometimes the price can drop, break the trend line, even give a correction, but doesn't drop and doesn't continue. It can reverse. Okay, by the way, we don't have a really good, and we don't have any trade setup. In this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any trade, I will share. Thanks.